Keep in mind that among the things you should not say, most importantly, you should never say, yes, officer, you can search my car, or yes, you can search my home, or yes, you can search my purse or my pockets or anything else. Never ever give permission for a search. Keep in mind that if they say, you don't mind if I search, do you, as they begin to search, that you must say no. You must make it clear that you are not giving permission for a search, because if you give permission, you have no protection. Any judge in America will say you've given up your Fourth Amendment right when you give them permission. So keep in mind that if a cop can interpret something you say or do as giving permission, then you're dead in the water. You're sunk. You have no Fourth Amendment rights. Never give permission for a search. Never, in my opinion, every lawyer would give, a little different twist on these rules. There's no single correct list. But on my list, at least, is don't open your door to the police. If there's a police person outside your door knocking, do not open that door. If you open that door, you have lost your greatest protection. Your home is the safest place there is in terms of having a right to privacy. If you open that physical barrier, a cop will put his foot in the door, he'll put his whole damn body in the door, he'll just chest butt you out of the way, he'll see a joint, he'll smell something, he'll see a bong across the room, and he just has to investigate further. And he can drag you out of your house while he goes to get a warrant, even if you don't give permission at that point. Don't open the door. That's the big bad wolf out there, and let him huff and puff all he wants. But do not open that door by the hair of your chin or anything else. Don't open the door. And finally, in terms of these these little green cards are back there at the sound booth. They're over there at all the normal tables. The Pitt State normal, University of Arkansas normal, Kansas City normal, the Joplin normal, the St. Louis normal. All those great folks are here today. Please go over and talk to them and pick up one of these green cards and carry it with you. But the final admonition I put on my little green cards is, you see a sign while you're traveling down the highway that says drug checkpoint ahead, drug dog on duty, you're going to see an exit right after that. And you're going to feel, if you're like me, a strong compulsion to take that exit. Don't do it. Don't take any exit. If you've seen drug checkpoint ahead, do not exit the highway, and you'll never see the checkpoint. Because it's a lie. There's not a lie. There is a lie. There's not a drug checkpoint ahead. It's at the next exit. If you take that exit for any reason, it doesn't matter what excuse you have. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't go looking for your Uncle Joe. Don't take that exit for any reason whatsoever, because if you do, you'll be stopped, you'll be interrogated, you'll most likely be searched. There's probably a drug dog there. Just don't take the exit. Drug checkpoints are a lie. They are forbidden by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said specifically you cannot do drug checkpoints. So what do the cops do? They set up fake checkpoints.
And the courts
let them get away with that. They can lie to us. They can claim there's a drug checkpoint ahead, which if it were there would be unconstitutional. But they trick you into taking the next exit. For God's sake, don't litter. Ever, but especially when approaching a drug checkpoint. If you litter, you will be hunted down. That's the only time the cops enforce the litter law, is when you're nearing a drug checkpoint. Some people litter as they approach a drug checkpoint. That is a bad idea. Just keep driving, be legal, under the speed limit, not just a little over, under the speed limit, right down the middle of the lane. Signal before you change lanes, signal before you turn. Don't give them any excuse to stop you. A good lawyer, a man I have a lot of confidence in, once said, a good rule is break only one law at a time. If you break two laws at a time, you are you're squaring the likelihood that you're going to get in trouble. So follow the traffic laws. If you're going to have pot in your possession, for God's sake, don't break any other law at the same time. Make sure all your lights are working correctly. A license plate light not working is a legal reason to stop you. Keep every light on your vehicle working at all times. Well, that's the short version of that one, believe it or not. I want to tell you, you've got a great lawyer down here. Just 14 miles west in Baxter Springs is Chris Meek. I think Chris Meek may be here this afternoon, or he will be shortly, and I commend him to you. He is an excellent stand-up lawyer, anything but what his name suggests. He is a powerful advocate, and I urge you to contact him if you find yourself in need of legal help down here in this part of the state. And of course, up in the Kansas City area, Brian Leininger. Brian Leininger would be an excellent attorney to call if you need help in that area. of our country. I want to invite you all, I want to tell you all, as Ryan mentioned, we did a phenomenal thing 5 years ago in Columbia. We passed a decriminalization law in our city, and we passed a medical marijuana law in our city, and those laws are on the books today, and those laws are working. And our law also says that marijuana law enforcement shall be among the lowest priorities of law enforcement. And notwithstanding that fact, our police still engage in SWAT team raids on people who are harming no one. They inflict violence where there is no violence. The most outrageous, the most notorious incident happened in February. If you haven't seen the video yet, go online to YouTube, type in Columbia, Missouri, SWAT raid, dog shooting. These cops killed a family dog right in front of a 7-year-old child, and by accident shot their Welsh Corgi as well. They could have just as easily shot that 7-year-old kid by accident. These maniacs are spending our money, which even Thampy will tell you later, they're obtaining through forfeiture in many cases, federal forfeiture actions, spending that money to terrorize ourselves, our citizens. We need to put a stop to that, and there are organizations in Columbia working now to stop that. Ed Rosenthal, who is famous as a High Times cultivation columnist, the author of some of the greatest cultivation books ever written, is going to be with us in Columbia, and I want all of you to be with us in Columbia at the University of Missouri on November 5th and 6th for the Fall 2010 Missouri Normal State Conference. Please come to Columbia on November the 6th. Ed Rosenthal will be there. A lineup of tremendous speakers, including Bradley Balco, the columnist for Reason Magazine, the nation's foremost libertarian publication, who has written extensively about this outrageous Columbia SWAT raid. So please be with us. One of the best ways to get active in the movement is to be there for the Missouri Normal Fall 2010 State Conference on November the 6th in Columbia. And join NORML. Go to norml.org and join NORML now. Thank you.